afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, we're kicking off immediately. Let somebody quickly pray for us, and we can just start. Just short prayer, very short one.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We pray that even as we've gathered here to receive and share knowledge, we pray that you give us deeper understanding, that we won't just hear this information, but you give us the grace and capacity to act with this information in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you for the opportunity again to share what we are seeing in the market on a weekly, daily, and monthly chart, and also what is happening in the environment. We really need to kind of take advantage of all this information that we're sharing. As my colleague has just spread here, we need to put all this knowledge into action so that it will give us money. And I will start today again, as usual. We'll look at what has happened on a daily chart before we go to weekly. And not only that, we're going to kind of look at also fundamental and things that we're looking in the second half of the year. Yes, the month of June have not concluded. We know that by next week, Wednesday, we'll be running up June. Automatically, we're crossing over to the second half of the year. What's going to be the shape of the market, in that second half, so that we will know how to take a decision right away, especially as any season is ahead of us, and also we're expecting some economic data from the month of August for half year or second quarter GDP and others. But if you know how to take the advantage of getting insight of what to do now, to put us ahead of others in the market, and that is the essence of this question and answer, so that you can act fast and also share that information through other platforms that we have, so that you can make a informed decision that will turn toward to wealth creation. That's the essence of the gathering. Yeah, this morning I want to quickly look at the chart which we are doing the market for the week. At the same time, we're going to look at even the market performance for the month of June and year to date. That means for almost 6 months now. We're going to look at the chart and see what the chart is telling us and how we can take advantage of this. Yeah, because I'm seeing a lot of changes, which is also reflecting on the price pattern and also the trading environment as we speak, pointing toward what our market has done for the past days and what is also going to do coming quarter. Don't forget that the coronavirus has shaped the market in 2020. While in 2021, the vaccine thing and also a driving the economic recovery globally, which also trickling down to our economy too at the same time. And all this we're going to discuss. And don't forget that in our own recovery, after other economy, other climate economy has started on a good recovery in terms of look at what happened in China, what is happening in the US, so that the economic recovery is strong and it's going somewhere. But ours as well is still weak. Despite yes, we are on a recovery territory, on a recovery trend, but it's still weak. That means you as an investor, how can you take advantage of this even weak recovery and other sectoral rotation to make money from the market? Because the trend we saw in 2020 has changed. The stocks that put the market in 2020 up are those stocks that even suffering losses now, or they are declining now. And sectors that we are booming in 2020 are the acceleration that other sectors, things are happening. That means you as an investor, design investor and traders, you should know where the trend is moving to, so that you prepare yourself and take action immediately. Like I said, the market appears to be on a crossroad as we speak now, on a weekly chart, on a daily chart, on year to date, because of what the oscillating trend of the market since the beginning of the year. And why we saw such oscillation is that the market gained rapidly in 2020 after the dip of March 2020. The uptrend was dramatic, was sharp. Market moved on that sharp uptrend, and that market is trying to find balance. And that's why we are seeing a lot of oscillation in the market now. But the oscillation for me is not sending any panic at all, but rather creating opportunity for design investor to know when to buy high and buy low. And that is what I'm going to discuss here, so that it will guide us to know where to be as we are going to the new quarter. I'm just providing what happened in the first quarter and the first half, and also in the last year. And this one will give us that as we are going into the second half of the year, I said there's a lot of opportunity. Market has been in the positive terrain at the beginning of the year, but turned negative in between year to date. And that means the market has returned as high as positive 5.8 this year, and turned negative again, a loss of almost 6.49. It tells you that this is a great oscillation. And in this oscillation, some stocks has also beat expectation in terms of return. That means you and I, especially those that are in the buy and sell segment, and those that attended the last second half was got Q2 masterclass, has really benefited from those stocks that are really made move in this period. But you that are also here that looking to the future, there's a lot of opportunity and also risk. And you want to balance between this opportunity and risk to make what informed decision. Like what I've seen on the chart, but I'm not going to. I've seen on the chart generally, most of the stocks as we speak now, they are already in their what we call the value area. And this value area means that these stocks are between their support and the resistance. And we are going into a fresh or a new half of the year, which is the second half. And what is going to happen in that second half of the year is what will determine where the market will go. And for me, there's factors that shape the market so far from that January to date. And those factors, some of them are still intact, very strong, while others are kind of disintegrating. You know that what happened in in 2020 was as a result of what CBN intervention, oil price, and all that there was liquidity. Despite the economy was down in 2020, when we were in recession as a nation, our stock market was still looking up, and that followed the trend of even the global market. Market end positively 51.02, which is nice. But for year to date, I can see that market has not gone below beyond 8% return this year. No, it's about 5.9. It came down now to a negative of what you can see the oscillation. We are seeing in the market, but there are still opportunity. I see that those opportunities is what we're going to discuss. Those factors are still intact, and how can you take advantage of that factor? And those areas also you should not look at to speak now. Now, especially that we are looking at this Q2 number that are or half year number that's already at the corner. This half year number has a lot of potential to tell you where the market is going. Yes, we can see a little contraction in the fiscal market, but also a decline in inflation. These are fundamentals that should also guide you, and that is why after our discussion today, you will know where to be and how to be, because going into the future, many stocks that are value become many value stock and growth stock will be rotating each other. All those high price stocks, I'm telling you, they will only be in your portfolio this time in the second half of the year for defensive and also to balance your portfolio. Most of these high cap stocks will not return much again between now and end of the year. But those value and growth stocks that the earnings were expecting will also look up, because I tell you that on the long run, engine room of any price movement is your earnings on the short, on the long run, because that engine room will drive what sentiment, will drive a buying pattern, will drive what information, and that will see a lot of activities in those companies that will still maintain a positive earnings as well, looking forward to the half-year result. That means you and I in the market should keep an eye which sector, because this oscillation we have seen so far in this moment, which sector are likely to be the one that people will flip into, action will flip in terms of earnings. Those sectors, in that sector, there are a particular industry, in that industry, a particular company, so that you can nail it on the company that you see that they have the strong potential to drive their price in terms of performance. And also, you will not forget looking at your chart, because the buying pattern, the demand and supply, even the consumption in that industry will also reflect on the buying pattern on the exchange. Like I said, things are changing. You can see that the price pattern of many stocks on the exchange has changed. The trading environment has changed. And that means you also have to change your strategy. But you won't go beyond looking at your goal. Your goal is key, and your tools you are using, and your strategy. If you can combine these things together and make, like you are here gathering knowledge information. If you know your goal, this time is not where you set so ambiguous goal for yourself. You want to make 100%. It's possible, but set a goal that is achievable and work with it, so that when you are looking at the market, your tools will guide you, and information we are sharing and your strategy. You go in and out, because that is what we need now. Because trading is part of the market anywhere, and that is what gives people that are smart money faster. Yeah, investing for long term also is good. Income investors, they are good, but you need to know why you are in the market. That's why your goal will guide you the kind of stock you should buy, the kind of sector you should sit down, where you should move, And this is how to invest. Don't just because your friend is buying this stock, I want to go and buy it. No, it is that your investment objective, which is your goal, what kind of stock you buy. Then you apply your strategy to know the right price to enter. That's why when I said that when I checked most of the stock on the exchange, I saw that many of them are what in the value area, waiting for what either a breakdown or breakout. If you understand how to do technical analysis, perfectly, this is the time to look at, keep your cash ready. And when you see a breakout, you know to jump in. When you see opportunity, you want to jump in. But if you don't understand it or you don't have the tools, you'll be looking at the market. Stocks that are going to give us money here, there are plenty this year. That the remaining part of the year. But you have to pick them. And that is why those that have registered for the coming masterclass, I appreciate you. And I said you are in because we're going to share another information like we shared in the first the second half, the Q2 masterclass. That is why it's masterclass. Masterclass is not only just to come and get knowledge. You get information that will transform your portfolio. And other stocks, or about 2 of them, has already set them up for those that come for the third quarter masterclass, so that you can have those information and go with it. Once you can stick with those stocks we're going to share, you are good to go. And I believe that as many as I've registered, I appreciate. I say you are in for the right thing. And don't wait in the less than 8 days. Will be in that class. 8 hours after that to go. It's not only for the knowledge, for the stocks that you know, 2 major stocks they're going to pick from that training and enter before the end of the year. It might make more than what we're seeing in Vital Foam if possible. Then, depending on the market direction, for that, you have to prepare yourself. Like as I just mentioned, the factors that shape the market within this period, one is the rising inflation. Despite that, in the last 2 months, we have seen a decline in inflation. Also, the rising yield in the fixed income market, which I said in the last few days, we are seeing a contraction in that space in that window that now for almost seeing a little contraction in the yield. That means the yield is declining marginally. Also, don't forget that this also improving earnings. Corporate earnings has also impacted price seriously. That's why earlier, remember, in like about 2 weeks ago, when I said when you see a divergence between earnings and price, you should not fear because price will find the earnings direction. That happened. You see the hard market recover, in July after market has dropped in the month of May. But in June, you see that it's going up. And also, we're already ahead of what July is ahead of us, where we're expecting the corporate action, the earnings season for the half year. For me, this is the time to stay put in the market. Another thing that you also look at that influence the market so far that I think that is relative high dividend payout. Yes, during the last earnings season that ended in March, April, there was relatively improved high payout in some companies, which is also good. Then weak economic and mixed macroeconomic data is also another part. Seeing that these numbers, they are not too strong economic data, but it's a sign that economic recovery. That's also another factor that supported the market. Despite those mixed economic data are not strong, but it's a sign that where we are going, that we're already on a recovering trend, and that is also what has supported the market also this way. And also, what that also influenced this market, this up and now we're seeing the oscillation, is also the challenge of insecurity. I'm telling you, people are factoring here, why some are not looking at it, traders are not, but people are factoring one way or the other, because this insecurity is going to reflect on some sectors' performance, going to affect some performance, despite the government moves here and there to kind of tackle it, which was still expected that they should do more. But I believe that these are what have shaped the market. Also, don't forget that the crude oil price has remained up. Despite this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that oil is going up, but it's not reflecting on the price of stock. But I'll tell you that it's doing us another good. Because oil price is going up, there are many institutional investors that are still in the market, even foreign that are not ready to sell their stock now, because they are seeing that oil price is going up. That is a plus for the market. If oil price has remained down, those foreign investors that are remain in the market, few as they are, they also have sold down and grow up because they are seeing oil price, but they know that in a short time that this oil price is going up will kind of play out on the economy. For that, they are still holding on. That means you can see that it's also a plus for us. And also, don't forget that other window like looking at what's happening in cryptocurrency market, because they are experiencing also a decline, it's also a plus for the equity market. That means going into the second half of the year, I see the market rebounding. As I said earlier that I see the market, so many stocks remaining on on a value area, which is the supply, the resistance and the decline support. If it remains here, it's either it go up or down. And the percentage that possibility of going up is high because what has happened in second quarter, this year shows that we are still expecting the companies to still post the number they posted in the first quarter. Nothing has changed so far that we have paid them. Only a few companies I know that this insecurity will hinder them a little, but I know that most of these companies will overcome those challenges going into the future. For me, we don't need to panic at all, but rather just hold your position and invest wisely. That is what I want to say at this point, so that none of you will panic out of the market. Like I said it, technically, the market for me is okay. There's stability in the market, but now it's time for you to use volume to invest. And I said that, don't forget that there will be a lot of what movement from volume and good stock. They will be interchanging, and also we're expecting a lot of what sectoral rotation going into the in the second half of the year. And also those low price stocks are the way you look at medium and low price stocks. The high cap stock are expected to do much going into the second half, but they can serve as what as portfolio balance, use it to balance your portfolio and also to kind of go defensive in your portfolio. But I don't see most of them moving up. And also for the sectoral movement, you should know where to be. And that is part of what I want to discuss also at the training. Which sector is going to benefit going to the second half? And you know that I've shared most of them here. You look at what is happening in the environment now. That is where also you should be and settle down now and expect what results, because every investment is against what expectation. You don't wait to see the number before you jump into it. You don't want to see the sector index gaining 90% before you jump in. You see a potential in that sector, you can enter, so that when the sector is doing well, it's present on the companies that are operating there, you'll be benefiting from that the system. That is how to invest as we speak now. This is not the time for any of us to panic, but rather to take advantage of the market. I see a lot of potential in the market. Yes, quick one. Let's look at this chart I've just displayed now. And I believe I have a lot of charts in the house, technical, fundamental. I've just draw a chart on this daily chart movement for daily chart. I want somebody there to just give me what I mean by this chart. This chart alone are giving us insight where the market is going on a daily basis. Before we go back to the weekly, and at the same time, we look at we will have what happened from January to date on the chart. Let somebody quickly in the house just tell us what has happened here, so that we can quickly look at fundamentals of a few of the companies we're discussing before we enter to the question and answer. Let's someone in the house tell me what this zigzag. Okay, let me know the name of this chart, this pattern we're seeing, because this the index action. We call it the NSE NGS index action. And this is for daily chart. Let somebody explain what we're seeing and the potential, what this thing is pointing out of where the market is going. Yes, you might not mind this last candle here. At the end of the market, I don't know what happened to the NSE. The data is sent to us is still reading that market gain on Friday. But we know the market was on down 0.7 something. But the index, they sent to the data was showing that again, which will work on it after the training. But that's not the issue now. But just look at the chart now. I've just displayed and tell me what it is and where we are going. Hello, house.
There's an Elliott wave.
Elliott wave, correct. Okay, there's another name for it. You have mentioned one. Who else can ask? Also mention. Now you said Elliott wave. What is it telling you now from this pattern? Where are we going from here?
Okay, well, if I read from the historicals,
yes.
Okay. Once it touches the sea, it creates a higher level. Okay. So now it has done the A1 to C1. It has done another A to C.
Yeah.
So that means it has to trend higher to create another A to C level.
God bless you. Okay, another person in the house. Yeah, you are this guy. You are really chartist, and also you have not remember one. If you look at this chart here, or let me just allow somebody else to talk before I conclude about this chart. Before we move on, let somebody also say something about the chart on display now before we continue. Yeah. Hello, house. Okay.
Yes, from my end, if you look at, we have a triple bottom and yes. Triple bottom and triple top. And at this C, the market might likely break out if you go by this trend.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah. You are right. Okay. Another person in the house?
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Hello. Another person in the house? Okay, let me take it from here. Yeah, from what we're seeing on the chart on the display now is purely what my two the technicians have just discussed, and they explained this very well. But I want to add to it. If you look at this chart, this is what we call a zigzag chart, and also as I said, the Elliott wave. But this Elliott wave has given us a lot of signal where the market is going. Looking at A1 and B1 and C1. Now you look at your ordinary A, B, and C. It tells you that something has happened between the period of, let's say, at the beginning of the year, that is in January this year. You can see we know down here in the month of March. Then you can see all this trend going. As I said, market have been on oscillation, on a zigzag trend, and this what we are seeing is called zigzag. And this zigzag is also an Elliott wave, the way my colleague has just mentioned it. But there's something that is so important here that you should look at. If you look at this, there's also a Bollinger Band already here that have been drawn on this chart. You see that whenever the market touches the top of the Bollinger, it's always coming back and touch it down, and also it goes up again. Are you seeing it there? Hello? Hello?
Yes. We can see the Bollinger Band. Yes.
Yeah, you can see how the movement is. It formed like I said, it formed a double top, almost a three top here. But this three top, they are not really at the same level, but it is double top already. But recently now, market has found what we call even one, a zigzag chart that supports an uptrend, and also a double bottom that supports an uptrend. If you look at the current A, B, C, you can see that this is already a double bottom in the market, resting on that same Bollinger Band. And when it touches Bollinger Band, the lower band, it always bounces back. And now the chart, the pattern is all confirming it for you that the market on daily chart is set to go up. But what is important here, that is very important, is you want to look at the volume traded at this point. Volume is key here. Volume will help you to conclude your decision. Is the volume, there's a divergence in the volume, as the volume started going up or going down. If you know how to read volume and candlestick, you are good to go. Like I just said earlier, that this green candle here is just depend on just as a lot of the data is sent to us from NS, which we converted. But ideally, the markets were down, but we're going to work on it. But I'm telling you that even if the market is down, it also has formed a double bottom that market is set to go. That means next week, that is almost till like you have about 2 or 3 days, trading days. The window dressing for the end of the quarter will come up properly for that for this end of June, which you will see. And also, don't forget that the month of July is the earning season for what? For the second for the first half result. And also, people that are paying full year dividend, especially the March account, April and May, we will start seeing them even within this next week. Before, not that we saw that what is it called? Flower Mill just did their board meeting to approve their results yesterday, the 25th. We expect that before on the 30th of this one today, that results will come out, and that will change the face of man of the stock. Also, likewise for Glen Africa, likewise for University Press, Resta. These are the March account that we're expecting. If you look at April account, we're expecting QTs to also to release their results in the month of July. Also expecting that stock like PZ that has May. We have seen PZ unaudited account already for the last quarter. So I see that it's not a totally bad one. It's an insight to where you are also going. That tells you that in the full year future, if earnings maintain an uptrend, no matter what we are seeing the price now, most of the stock are still undervalued. We expect them to respond to price, either on the short run, to respond to earnings, either on the short run or on the long run. That means you as an investor, you don't need to panic. This chart I tell you that something is in for us as investors. Don't panic. Rather, look at where it is. Look at, I've used Bollinger to explain. I'll use the Elliott wave. That is only what we call motivation wave, because this one is not a correction. That is an uptrend. After C, you see an uptrend. That will be an extension of what is good. Correction is this down. What we have done, we have seen a correction already from B to C. You have to see up now and go and check the way the market has moved all this while. You can see that after the correction, there's always what? A spike. And that spike is what we are expecting to also to come. This is on a daily chart. You see that the market is good for us. For us, we should not panic. Even what is happening, even the economy, we should just look at the market, because there's things in for us in the market. Because the earnings that will support the price on the long run and short run are still very there in the market. That means you don't need to panic at all. Rather, you look at what we are seeing in the market. Just like I've given you like a review of the half year and what we're expecting to go in the second half of the year. Also, we want to go and look at the weekly chart now from this point, so that we'll now see what has happened on a weekly basis, so that you will also explain what you are seeing in this chart I'm going to display now. Hello, house. This is a weekly chart here. You can see this chart here. And I want somebody else also in the house, or those that are close to see, what are we seeing here? This is also a Bollinger. This is a weekly chart. Let me see expand it so that you can see it better. I hope you are seeing it. This is a weekly chart. What are we seeing at this point now? Hello, house. Don't forget that this line here is what is the volume reading indicator, and you can see what it's doing because we see a less volume traded for this week. You can see that it's looking down. So I want somebody else to comment before I give my explanation what we are seeing and what it protects for us in the market for next week and the second half of the year. Okay, in the house, what are you seeing from this weekly chart that is displayed up here? Hello.
Using the Bollinger Band. Using the Bollinger Band on a weekly time frame.
Yeah.
For me, it means the market is looking for direction. This is range. This is a range.
Yeah.
Because the wider the Bollinger Band, then it indicates a pure trend, whether up or down. But when the Bollinger Band, the top and the bottom are they are compressing, it means market is searching for direction. So market will most likely, and this is a weekly time frame, which is not even a daily, so is a longer time frame compared to the daily time frame.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it means in the mid to long term, market is a range bound. And the moment a major information comes, it might break the market out of its range, giving it either an upper trend
or downtrend. That is what I want to hear. Correct. Thank you. The next person there in the house, any other person that I want to add to this?
Well, from my own look, I'm saying that the market is side trending.
Yeah.
And it also buttresses what the former speaker has said, that the market is looking for a direction, either up or down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to start from here. I will take you back now because in technical analysis, we said trend repeat itself. And the Bollinger Band and the candlestick always give you the direction where we are going. You can see that market is already trading at below the red line, which is the 20 days moving average on a weekly chart. On a daily chart, market is above that already. But from here, what I'm just saying that I see market breaking up or down, as my colleagues have said in the house. But the good thing is that you want to look at something which the first speaker mentioned. If you look at the Bollinger Band, it's coming down or like it's tightening, meaning that at this point, market is waiting to vomit. You know, when you vomit something in your mouth, when you it to split off, the market is waiting for a breakout down or up. When that happens, you see a powerful trend. What I'm saying so that you can just quickly look at what has happened here. Look at the same tight situation we saw that we're seeing here. We saw it here. Can you look at this Bollinger Band here? How tight it is here? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we can see it.
Can you see it
here? Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. You see what happened after this? You see a breakout up before the correction. But look at what happened here. You see that it came here, it became tight. You know, but later you can see that's almost like a come of it's trending from here to here before there was a breakout. But see, the Bollinger Band is very, very tight. But when it breaks out, you see that is what an uptrend. You see, and it becomes widened. Activities was there in the market. And that is what is already giving us a sign where we are going. And don't forget that in any season, that is where activities, volatility, momentum will change. Gotta check all the any season period. That period, you see volatility, you see activities increasing, everything will change within that period. Just because everyone wants to adjust portfolio, investors want to look at my company have voted, have they done well? They want to buy, sell it off and buy. Those that are ending ahead of it, and those that are seeing numbers that are jumping with the numbers, you see, that means that period is very, very active. As a trader or investor, we don't joke with what any season. Like those that have the how to trade competitively with any season. They've taken action before now because they know that every stock I've said earlier, most of them are within what the value area, which is what you're between your resistance and your support. And that is how to trade what a trending market. You see that this market from here to here is an oscillation market. See here, up, down, up, here, down. In this kind of way, you draw that support and that level, you trade in between. And when you see a stock or a trend or a market between this value area, it says that the market is set for something, is in for something. And I said, at this point now, we expect that market will break up or down. I'm telling you that the possibility of market looking up is higher than market looking down. Or let there's a major negative news that comes to the market or at some Monday, and that negative now will not drag the market to be down. What made the market to even show this kind of bullish, bearish candle is because don't forget that market is already up to almost two 210 yesterday in the market before Dangote lost 9 naira and top market. The market was going on almost 0.30 yesterday. And if you look at the market breadth yesterday, we have about almost 25 or 26 stock against the 11 or 13. That's why the market is really coming back after Ethel and the Kokomu and the Presco adjustment. What adjustment within the week have brought the market down. Market trying to come up. Market is resistant. I tell you that if you see market coming like this, it gives market a stronger support, a bigger strength to go up. That's why I see this double button here too as a plus. If market will go, it will go up rapidly. But if there's any negative news, you can still control the down tempo. My seeing that coming down here, I see that the possibility is small, but I see the market going up because we are closer to the end. Don't forget that I said the contraction in the fixed income market will also be forming some decisions, and also seeing that inflation that is declining. Yes, if declining will be a plus for fixed income. But you as an investor know that when market inflation is declining, it's also a plus for equity market. Don't be confused. Yes, when you see it, you have to position very well. The sector that will benefit from what has happened in the market because we're expecting a number of what has happened in the last quarter of that is last quarter 2021, which is the end of the second quarter. We have seen the first quarter already. For me, I see the trend of earnings that we saw in first quarter and full year to continue in those companies that we have seen them. Only few will change because of insecurity. But when this number comes, it will change our cycle. But those that understand this, how it's going to play out, which we have shared before in this class, and also those that got materials in different materials, know that as we are looking at the result now, those sectors that I've said that are going to produce better results and have potential to rally between the end of the year, December, are where we should be putting our money. This is the market itself now. And the market assures that there is strength in the market. If there's strength in the market, you don't need to panic at all, but rather you take advantage of what you are seeing in the market to position, and that is done, you are good to go. The market has something to deliver. Don't be afraid. Here, the fixed income people will be saying this one. You as an equity investor, relax your mind because there's also potential in your market that will also give you money in a short, distant time. You don't need to panic, but rather invest in value stuff. Those stuff that have to work. That is why you must know how to combine what your technical, fundamental at all times to take your investment decision. That is how to go. But now, yes, we quickly look at the fundamental of the company. Today we are discussing Access Bank number. I'll look at how the number that Access Bank has released in the last 5 years has played out. So that I want to bring out the monthly chart before I quickly go to that of Access. The money flow index on a weekly chart and daily chart, they are looking up. Only on the daily chart is looking down. Weekly is looking up, and now this is the monthly chart. From this monthly chart, we have seen that the market has been an downtrend on the monthly chart. You can see this is the month of January, February, March, April, May. You can see what is happening in the month of June. That at the end of the day, these last 3 days, if market might turn this one, but I see that on a weekly chart and a daily chart, we are seeing a clear market where the market is going. At the end of the month, that also conclude. You can see that volume is coming down, and that volume is what you are seeing. And when you see volume coming down, people are not really much selling; they are watching. But when you see market is coming down and volume is going on that direction, tell you that something is wrong. But if market is coming down and volume is not moving in that speed, the market that people are still watching to see, and that's why they are holding their position. And I believe that also help the market go into the future. But I believe that the second half of the year has a lot of something for us as investor. Let us invest wisely because the trend is about to turn up. I see the trend turning up. Yes, that this candlestick on a monthly chart, yes, the sign is given is not too bright, but I know that on a weekly chart, we have seen a good candle, and that candle, that's why it's red. See that it's because of the late activities in the market. Last week, market down of at sell-off, market down of Boa, take profit in Okomu and Presco, all put down the market last week. But you can see that the number of stocks that gain are even higher at the end of the day. For me, I see a market going better going to the new month. And this for the weekly, the monthly chart. And also don't forget that when market is forming a cup and handle, this is almost a cup and handle that it might likely go up. This is a cup, this was the handle of the cup, which might also turn up positively the up direction any moment from now. You don't need to panic at all. Rather, let's take advantage of the market and move on with what we are, especially if you're in the right stock, you don't need to even look at anywhere, put your position and watch the trend. Yeah, that is for the market. But we'll now quickly go and look at the Access performance in the last year and where we expect Access, when Access is likely to bring out their results. You're looking at Access number for the first quarter, half year. This is the half year Access for 2020. You can see the results here for half year 2020. We're expecting the half year in any moment from now, especially in the month of August or early month of August or early September. Sorry, because every of them that are going to pay into dividend have to do audit the account. That will delay them. But for those that are not paying, other banks will come the month of June. But for stock like Access Bank, Zenith Bank, stock like GTB and UBA, Stanbic, that another that might come fast. For only one those that I know that will come fast, even that problem is stock like MTN. MTN is an trade them being communicable. It comes faster. It don't stay as long as the month of August before they read the result. That's the one that come faster in terms of releasing their numbers when it comes to half year since they listed. For me, look at the Access number now. Can look at Access number as at 2020. You can see the performance here, that their top line and their bottom line, you can see the difference. Top line was up, which is a sign. And I told you that when top line of any company is up, whether gross earning, turnover, gross premium, even when you see top line that is above 15%, it's a sign that the company is going. And this is about 20. But if you look at Access bottom line for 2020, you see that it was marginally down. And that, their full year 2020 show that, yes, they corrected it in terms of performance. And the first time Access crossed 100 billion last year, the profit. And we expect that the trend we saw in their first quarter this year, that Access is going to do better going to the future. Yes, the acquisition they are doing here and there, people will say they are spending money. And that's why they are conservative in terms of their dividend. But in terms of number, don't forget that numbers will drive price. Whether dividend comes or not, when people see good number, it points to where the company is going. On that alone, people want to take action, and that is how investors should look at what to do at this time. When you do that, it goes a long way to guide you on what to do. And this is what has happened. And don't forget that if you look at the let me scroll down on this last year. Look at what has happened here. You can see that earnings per share of Access has declined marginally for that year, but shows that for Access to have 1.74 kobo against 1.72, it was marginal down. But look at their book value. When you look at their book value, Access is about 18 naira, 38 kobo that last year, moving from 16 naira. And also look at their what we call loan to deposits. You can see there. You can see it's about 56, to 57. See, there's a lot of little decline there. For me, Access don't have issue. That's that. But I want to look at the 5-year trend of Access, where they are coming from. Well, here I want to look at the basic thing. Look at their net what we call a profit margin, and also see how their profit margin has moved. From the last year, the 5-year space, you can now take an average of what is expected. Because if you look at their top line has remained in the up direction in the last 5 years. That will give you an edge of what is happening in Access. And that for me is a good one. Like here, I want to start from the release date of Access from the top. This is the 5 years number of Access. Access result come August in 2016. It came to the market August 19. Then in 2017, it came to the market August 23. Then 2018, August 29. Then September, it came to September 6. And also, it also came to the market around early September last year. Came to August, that was September 4th. And this is how they release their numbers to the market. For me, Access result is coming within this period. That means you can position right and relax your mind. But I want you to go to their net profit after tax. I know that the numbers here are much, but because of our time, look at their profit after tax for this last 5 years. You can see the way they grow their earnings. Check from here. You can see that in the last 5 years, the profit after tax of Access have been looking up, but on a small or a steady uptrend from 33 billion to 39 billion. They maintain almost 39.6 from 39.4, 61. 0.8 and 61 for this are for the second quarter. This is for the half-year result. Half-year result. I'm not talking about full year. You can see that. And this year, I'm telling you that the probability that Access to beat this 61 billion is high. Yes, because they've expanded their production, their network, which I know that as from third quarter, since they have full operation that have taken off powerfully in South Africa, as from their third quarter, because don't reflect in this quarter we're seeing again. The third quarter, you see a better number because that will be also a netting. And not only South Africa, they were expanded on both one bank here and there in the African country. I see that from third quarter, we'll see a better number from assets. But since assets are in dividend paying company, you don't need to position in that asset and wait. For both traders and investors, you need to watch very well and take position because I see a lot of potential in assets. And also look at assets earnings per share. How it has also moved up gradually, small up. That's why a little decline we see. And that's a result of what economic reflection, the headwinds here and there. But they still maintain a positive number. For me, it's a good one for assets. And that is why I would say assets is a stock to watch and a stock to hold. Then if you are there, you don't need to panic out. Look at assets and hold assets very well. Then, like I just said, I'll give you the top line and the bottom line that has 15% up. But we know that in the standard of investment data and even internationally, any company that has profit margin above 10% is something that said to be, but anything below 10% is a big problem. But if you check assets performance, consider the net profit margin for the last 5 years has been above 10%, and that is good. And we expect better. If you take results like GTP or Zenith had about 34, 35, GTP around 38, 40. Our banks have become more efficient in managing costs. That is a good thing for me. And for that, investors should not panic at all if you are taking position in assets. And don't forget, I said something again last week that what is happening in the economy, that oil price is going up, is for me, it's a plus for every bank in Nigeria and all the banks around the globe. Because one, why I say Nigeria? Because most of our banks have made provision for bad loan because of their involvement in oil loans, oil sector that were stopped. But now that oil price has come good to around above $70, moving around between 72 and 75. For me, it's a plus for them. That means most of these loans that have made provision for become a plus for them. I would have said everywhere. And also, if you look at the economy that's recovering, you see economy recovery, whether it is weak or strong, the bank will benefit from it. That means most of the loans that have negotiated before now, gradually they will start seeing something coming in. And don't forget that the CPN adjustment, in Treasury bill from almost 1.5 or 1.7 to almost 9.75 before coming down as we're seeing now. It's also a plus, knowing that the banks has despite there's a liquidity issue, banks have more liquidity to play much in the Treasury market. I see that will also improve their interest income. That will rub up in all the banks. For me, I see a better number coming from. But that's why I said, if you have followed me, my right up, I said, despite the oscillation in their first quarter number, missed number we're seeing from that sector, I see a lot of potential, in the banking sector. And I believe you also will agree with me. The potential will want to support their price. Don't forget that if you look at what happened last year, banks did not feature among the sector that really gave return to investors in 2020. Those sectors that really drive the market in 2020 are really industrial goods. And there are still potential in that sector. But now, other sector will be giving us good return going to the food. Like I said, there will be a lot of sectoral rotation in the second half of the year. You as an investor, you have to keep your eyes there and know where to be, in this second half of the year we are entering. That is how to invest. For me, there is no cause for alarm. I see a lot of potential in assets. If there's any contrary view, then let the house share with us so that we can discuss. The news of acquisition of Union Bank, for me, we can't add it. When it material become a plus, but we're looking at what assets on its own have done for these 5 years and what we're expecting the results to be in the second quarter, what we're expecting, the half year we're expecting. But with time, we know that acquisition will play around again going to the future if they finally get the bid. But if not, for now, I see potential in assets and also can also move with me. But if you have any contrary view or analysis, we can share with the house before we go into question and answer. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for the good presentation. I just want clarification for two things, please, Ambrose.
Yeah.
Number one, this microfinance, I have some holding, and they have opened their what's it called? Bonus.
They send their circular for the right owners. Yeah.
Right. Yes, which will be closing on the 30th of this month.
Okay.
So is it advisable because the price is going for 150
for
on the police microfinance?
Okay, thank you. For me, for investors that are in the store in the company for now, I would advise for investors hold your position because the payout of this company is not bad. And yeah, I told you that company are sitting on what on a good because of the police pension and other things they are doing. For me, if you are there for a long-term investor, but for traders, you can come out then and see because the price will slow down a little because after the ride before it start going up. But the good thing that if you look at the first quarter result they release, there's a great improvement. And I believe before they ask for this right issue, they have what they want to do with money, business expansion. That expansion is what we want to play out going to the future that will support, a figure that is bigger. That's why I say if you're a long-term investor, for dividend you can hold. But for trader, you can come out, even though you need to cut your loss. We are not cutting your loss because the company is right, just for you to take position elsewhere. But if you're a long-term investor, hold your stock and relax in the police microfinance. There's no cause for alarm. But for those that are traders, can now sell off and move to other stuff because we are going to wait longer time and there's opportunity other place you can make money than waiting there. That is how to play.
Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Sorry, on the access.
Okay, go ahead.
You put final dividend. Is it final or interim dividend?
Interim dividend.
It's interim dividend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still on the police microfinance.
Okay, sir.
If I want to sell my rights, what are the steps? What steps do I need to take? I've not done that before.
If you sell your right, you trade your rights through your stockbroker if you want to trade your right. Yeah. Now, for me, you have to liaise with your stockbroker. That is how you can trade. You can't trade your right when you are, you have to tell them this right to have. Then you don't know how to do it. But personally, I've not even traded right to. But I think it's got to your stockbroker. They'll give you more information on how to trade right. It's doable. It's doable.
Okay. Then on MTN says they want to sell about 40% of their shares to Nigerians. What's the implication of that?
Yes.
On the stock?
Yeah, I have read through the information. I see that what they are not creating additional share. They want to release more. They're going to come up increase their what we call float. If that is done, that means the stock will be available. But when there is too much stock, then it will slow down the flow. They are not creating additional share. It will become a problem for me that if they are creating additional share to dilute their earnings, because if you create additional share, you go to dilute. But now they want to release, not like we call it an offer for sale. It's within what they have. They want to release to more to retail investors to have. When it came to the market, it was in few hands. But now they want to to have it. But nothing that it is the earnings that I'm looking at. If they have positive earnings, it didn't increase their share in issue. Remain at the same number. It's a good one for MTN because if you look at data that came from Bureau of Statistics, what MTN, Airtel, Glo, and other one have done in terms of data sales alone within this short period of this year, there's a lot of potential. And also, they're also investing into becoming what kind of a mobile bank. So that is what they are all looking at. If that happens in all these telecom companies, I see a lot of potential in those companies. But you as a trader, you check your chart to know what to go for. Investor going forward, I see potential in all those stocks like FPL. But for now, you can use such agents like a defensive stock in your portfolio. They won't give you more return going to the second half of the year. I don't see all those big names like Dangote. Dangote is those that they buy back here to kind of support their price. It will not move as we moved last year, unless their number become extra impressive. More also stock like Airtel that have the market up. Guys, gradually it's coming down. When people look at the yield they are getting from that kind of stock, they also want to that. And the numbers also as it's coming now have not support that price. If you talk like Boatu, look at stock like Nestle, their numbers are good, but the prices for me, where are they going from there? Their numbers that you cannot support that price to go higher, unless there's a major information. For me, investors should look less of this high cap stock at this time and capitalize on the value and growth stock that are medium and the low cap price, and then job with them because there's a lot of potential. Like what is happening in Vitaphone today, most investors do not. But when I was saying it earlier, they were like a joke. But we can see, and there's some other stocks in the market now that have that potential to move the way Vitaphone has moved. You can see your ability to identify them and position. That's why I said people that are paid for the common masterclass, I say close to them because we're going to review another 2 stocks that they're going to benefit from what they did in other ones that we discussed in the Q2 masterclass. You need to be there that we can share more on those stocks. Where I told you earlier that in this class that masterclass is not just about coming to take the knowledge. I think most of you are good in technical analysis, which are good, okay. But information that will be shared there is key, that will also help you to know to better your portfolio. And for me, MTN is not a bad stock. Even they want to sell, they are like 14%. It's from what they have already. They are not a share. It's a good one.
Yeah. Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah.
Yes, that MTN. I know. I have this belief that if they are offloading 40% into the retail investors,
14%.
There's chances that.
14%, not 40.
If they are offloading, there's chances that the prices in most cases will be fluctuating and likely might come down. Because in the share structure, where you have holdings, like what you have in
yeah, you are correct.
What you have in Nestle and others, because the people that are holding it are more as in institutional investors. Yeah. That's why they're able to control the price, being up. But if you see the retail most times they are even afraid. Any small thing like what happened in Honeywell, they just started offloading. In fact, it got to a stage in Honeywell nobody was buying when they had that crisis. The share was there, but nobody was buying. So that's my thinking. But my question is on GT Holdings.
Okay. That's
my question now. What do you say about GT Holdings? I think it's listed on the stock now. And I heard an expert saying it's going to 40, 45 naira. But what is your take concerning it?
Yeah, personally, let me just add to what you just said about the holding structure of a company. If you get the material that we just discussed last time, why I didn't market it now is because we want to finish the seminar. That material will explain a lot of things to you on shareholding structure. It's good, but also they also want to meet the requirement of the exchange of 20% float, which also is good for the market. If the float is there, it made the stock become trendy and also can go in and out. But when the shareholding structure is weak, it has effect on stock price. Mentioning Nestle shows that you understand the importance of shareholding structure in investment. When the shareholder is in few hands, that's what is happening in Dangote. Dangote, how many shares is in the public? You can easily have. That is for, as I said, it's for me. MTN is not being bad. If the number of MTN become better or sustain what we saw in the first quarter and now uptrend in terms of performance, I see a good price movement in that stock, even though they give more to retail investors. It's for market who have access to the stock. That is good thing. When you have access to stock, that means you can trade with that stock. You can see that the banking sector, that is where everybody can do a lot of trading because there's volume and that you can go in and out with ease. If you want to sell, want to buy, marketability of the stock is very important. If MTN having almost 20 billion shares and it's flowing very well and they're performing good, for me, it's a good stock to trade and in and out if the trend is established. For that. For GTB, I see also potential in GTB because of one. One, don't forget that check the trend of companies that are into holding a structure in Nigeria, so in the banking sector. Apart from First Bank that we know their issue that has been not doing too well in terms of performance. Look at Stanbic IBTC. Look at even the small FCMB performance. You can see that there's changes in their performance because they have a lot of, I call it children. When a man has you have a small number of children that are working for you in the farm. And then I want to do that one. So that means they won't work much, they won't contribute much. But you have a number of people that are working in the farm that are you can not cover a large ground in the farm. Now, GTB has been one struggling with the bank. Now that the central bank also before now have withdrawn the universal banking license for the bank, that they were putting to do other business when bank were moving trend and there. But because they say, bank, do your business, stay on your business. And now the idea of this holding company came. Why did it come? So that they can also play around the market and at the same time still make impact. One, the good thing is that the banks will not be doing more than things. Let them have kind of a conglomerate that will contribute to the bottom of the holding company. But the banks will have their own directors. That means they won't be focused on that. They will focus on their banking. But the holding company that others business they are entering. Now GTP is looking at acquiring a BFA. They are fintech. They are planning to have a pay platform that will be robust. And also they want to go into asset management, which they know that they might go back to their former investment one, acquire it, who knows. They can do that. That means that they want the bottom line to be robust, to improve. At the end of the day, they pay investors a better dividend. And every investor wants a good return in all their investment. But that is why people are saying that it's going to do well. If all this materialize and start embarking on their bottom line, we see GTB doing well, I'm going to aside that 14 to say. And also, don't forget that also you are what is happening in Access Bank. Access have another strategy of also increasing the market. That's why they are doing here and there, acquisition and there. Zenith Bank is not keeping quiet. They also having plans. That means all the banks know that they need to improve their bottom line. It's because at the end of the day, you won't tell your shareholders story. And if you look at this, all the market, the sector that I know that consistently is what the banking sector. For me, GTB is the right direction. If you are there, don't panic. Like people were calling me when they say they're the least, they say you don't need to fear. The same share you have is still intact. What that this company are doing is going to add to them, and a better number will come. Like I always said that on the long run, on the short run, when you see a better number of any company, it's going to impact what on their bottom line going up. For me, it's a good way to go. There is no cause for alarm. There's potential in GTB. Yes, there's sound up here. Abiola, hello, let's hear you. Your question, Ma. Yeah, your hand is up here. I can hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the lecture this morning. I just wanted to, I saw that the market for Honeywell yesterday, Honeywell was on bid, and there was, as the stocks are coming, it's being mopped out. So what do you think we should expect with Honeywell, and where is that stock headed?
Okay, yeah, good question. I think the other guys also have mentioned it that when there was a little problem Honeywell, the price was coming down rapidly. But now I can see that people are appreciating. Also, go and look at the trend. I'll start from that. Look at the trend of performance in the industry where Honeywell operates. If you look at all of them that are into flower business, you will see that they are maintaining an uptrend number, and that's also a plus for them. People are saying that Honeywell is undervalued, looking at the sector where it's operating and the market reach of Honeywell. Even last time, they just came up with a package products here and there to meet different sector or the different status of people, the local and that are it tells you that the company they are thinking. That's why the issue they have previously, but now they are finding their feet and they are moving. People are taking advantage of that and they are going somewhere. And also, I also see potential to just ask in Honeywell. That means if you are not there, fine. Don't forget, I also look at the number they released for their full year ended 2021 March 31st. It's a good number that came from them. A company to move their dividend payment from 40 kobo to 7 kobo. It's a plus. Look at their top line and bottom line. They are good for me. People are looking at it already that they are going somewhere. But also, don't forget that the kind of product they are in is what people need. Whether you have money or not, whether the economy is down, people want to feed first. And that means that they will buy their product. And they too, they have gone ahead to kind of bring the product to a small size. That's why they are reducing the quantity to meet the little price that will be to the consumers. It's a plus for them. For me, I see potential in them. But at all time, I always tell you that even though we are taking position, always look at your chart and your fundamental to know the right time to buy and the right time to sell. For people who are buying Honeywell now, it's a good time. If you can get it, take position in Honeywell and hold or trade and make your money. If you are trading their dividend, you can hold their AGM. Their preference, I think it's around September 6th for their market. You can still, for me, there's no cost for alarm. And you can see that their market is open to swallow Honeywell. That means anywhere you see Honeywell, the market big for your portfolio, and it's a good one to hold. Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, thanks for that wonderful lecture. Going back to Access Bank,
okay,
and going by history of extensive acquisition in the short and medium term, we know it can pay off very well, but it depends on how they will be able to manage this extensive acquisition in the future. Okay. That is the years that we have. And if you check the management of Access Bank, they are like cowboys. Recall about 2 years ago when the MD, they wanted to acquire some stake in Cameroon. That price, they drove it to about 12 naira. It offloaded. Since it offloaded, we've not gotten such a share price again. So we have to be careful to better say it has a good potential.
Okay, thank you.
Then for MTN, I think there's nothing to panic. I'm not sure they have made the regulation of 25% free float. If they have not, I think that's what they want to do, so that the shares will be at least 25% in the hands of other investors, and that will help oscillate the market price. I think looking at their performance is still okay. Then I want to, going by that, PZ released their results, their unaudited fourth quarter, and the EPS, both the top line and the bottom line, there is much improvement. I think the EPS is about 46 kobo.
46 kobo.
Yeah, so Naira in 2020. So what is your take on PZ going forward? Because as it is, there is every likelihood that the performance in 2022 will improve.
Yeah, just to add to what you just said, the figure you just said is what has the numbers have reviewed, and also look at the technical, the price pattern of PZ. There's improvement. There's kind of positive sentiment in performance. The price have touched as high as 10 naira, 6 naira recently before people took profit to slow down. But from the any pressure of 46 kobo I just saw in that 10, they are unaudited. The possibility of they're just paying you 20 kobo is there, but they paid 15 kobo the previous year. But don't forget that this company also that kind of creating another new investment. They're not divesting now. They're trying to add investment into palm oil, and which I tell you they have the solid plan already. They started already. If that play out, it will be a plus for them too. Don't forget that the Okomu's family and the Presco, I'll say it anywhere that the day I listened to their MD, he was talking, he was not missing words. He was saying that in the next 3 years, that was at when they closed border, next 3 years that even they can't meet the demand for the demand for the oil. Tell you that there's a lot of demand for oil, and I see Okomu Presco, if Israel is going to that dimension again, it's a welcome development. And also I said last time that there's a move for Presco to acquire Uber. It's also a problem because they want to build their capacity so that they can meet the demand, and the regulation that we're seeing in the economy today, if it's sustained, they're trying to reduce importing such kind of thing to the economy. If they stop importing them to the economy, in form of liquid anything, and that is sustained, there will be a plus for all this kind of local manufacturers that are looking inward and within Nigeria. For me, I see also potential in PZ, not immediately like it, but going to the future. Now we're seeing a positive number coming in recent time. I see that it's going to support the company. And don't forget that all these institutional investors, especially those that are major holders in most of our company, once they see that their dividend have been accumulated for a long time, they are unable to move it back. They want to increase their stake. Especially now there is a kind of improvement in PZ, and they are kind of entering into another new investment. It's possible that the major shareholders in that company will also like to increase their stake. They might come back and start buying PZ anymore, which we don't know. We saw what move price of Nigeria Brewery and PZ and Guinness. It's not because of their number, because they are still struggling. It's because these investors there are trying to create more value by taking more shares so they can earn more from the company when they stabilize. That is why that means it's possible that it will happen in PZ, or that it will happen in Unilever. What also have sustained the price of Nestle Nigeria? Go and check it. From January to date, the major shareholders in Nestle, especially the Nestle Switzerland, they are the ones holding about 68% of the company, and they are buying since then. And for that, the price that remains stable at 100 and 400 because they are buying. They are nothing is putting the price down, and that's why I said you can only use kind of stock to kind of defensive and also balance your portfolio. You might not get much return, but your portfolio will know that they are protecting your portfolio. That's the only thing. For me, I see potential, as you just said, in what PZ. There's no cause for alarm. PZ is okay for one to also go. Yes, I have about 3 hands up here, but let's see if time permits us. We know what one. It's already one. Let's see whether we can take two questions before we can draw the curtain for today.
Sorry, Mr. Ambrose, on Presco before you move on. Okay. Hello, on Presco before you move on.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Like what you are saying, I think that there was on Friday about.
Hello, go ahead. Hello. Okay, another person ask questions so that we can, because of time.
Okay, Ambrose, I think what he's trying to say is that on Friday, in fact, Thursday, we saw a huge quantity being traded on the market. That is Presco. Then on Friday, we saw some minimal breakout. So what is the price? What is your take on Presco going forward? No, I know you've analyzed it already about their potentials. Yes.
But for me, if Okomu have touched, you have to look at them in the same industry. They have touched 100 and something, and they have potential to even break out 120 mark in terms of price movement. But only that they don't move often. That is one thing that they are said the kind of stock really just to balance your portfolio, because the kind of volume to move and their share issue is small and their share structure is tight. In Okomu and Presco, the foreign investor there who are about 62, or is it one is 58, one is 62. They don't sell their own. That's why I see their share issue is very small. One had about just 1 billion share. One had about below 1 billion share. I can see that's why these shares are not there to move the price up and down. If you are lucky to have the share, you still go on and watch. Because I see that the two company, because of the industry where they are, there are a lot of demand for their product. They've not even meet in it. For me, it's okay if you are there, just hold your position. They are good to hold if you are two of them. Yeah. Don't need to panic out for your position. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
The last question for the day. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How is work, sir?
Fine, bless God.
Please, sir, I just want to know what is your take about Capital Hotel. It's like they are saying that Level Mobile, Level PLC is planning to take over 50% of Hotel.
Yes.
Please, what is your take, sir?
Yes, I've seen. I have seen the news. I've also read that the company that is buying into the Capital Hotel also have recently delisted on the exchange, and which is equally good. They are now trying to take stake. That they also see potential in the hospitality industry, which is good. But for now, I believe that the stock, I will tell you that it's not kind of market of the flexibility is not there and it's not available. If you want the share, if you want to buy that kind of stock in volume, you might be the one that move the price. But with this news, if you are a holder in that kind of stock, you have to hold on, because I think the price they are likely to sell it within 7 naira and all. You can't, but if you can have access to it and you wait until they perfect the costing, it's all equally good for that. But I believe for that you can look the way of Capital Hotel if you're a long-term investor. But the price will not move immediately. But that is when, because finally they're going to pay 7 naira from what I read for the stock, and it's around 2 naira something or around 3 naira. It's a good business if you're able to have that stock. But we have not seen the modality at the end of the day, how they're going to share it, what they're going to match and all those stuff. For me, it's a good one. It's a good one. But always tell you that take advantage of it. Especially if you are there, don't panic out. But if you want to tie your money down, until they finish their discussion, it's not a bad one. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah.
Mr. Ambrose, good afternoon. My hands have been up since. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to, what's your take on Mansard insurance? Because I see that it's been fluctuating for the last few weeks. And now it looks to be in the negative territory. I don't know, what's your take? One probably cut his loss, or just hold on now?
For Mansard, there is one thing I will just say so that it will be clear to everybody. Mansard before now have been consistent in performance of their number. But when they gave the bonus of 7 for 17, they diluted their share and increased additional share. And now they are planning to do share reconstruction. That share reconstruction will bring their share in issue to a small number. And their numbers, which is the company performance, can move the price easily if they do share reconstruction. For me, if you are benefited from the bonus, you are not in loss. You can sell and make money. But those that are waiting for reconstruction, you can equally wait for share reconstruction, because the price going might be around 3 naira 80 kobo or 3 naira 90 kobo after reconstruction. And the number to support that price is there, because if the new shareholder, which is the accountant, the foreign investor there are not moving, they see that there's potential in that. That's why they are still waiting to see share reconstruction. Look at what happened in Stanbic. I'll use that one as an example. The foreign investor Stanbic, when they are doing reconstruction, they even increase their stake. Today, because they really their share in issue, any small thing performance can see the number of Stanbic looking up, and their payout is good. For me, let's wait until they do the don't sell out, unless you want another place to go. For me, if you are there, but let's see another potential place you can make money in the market for to have fresh income, invest in another person. If the one you have there, but after the share reconstruction to around 3 naira 90 kobo or 380, and the earnings they are releasing is about to is able to support it, don't have issue. And also their second quarter result will come no moment from now in the month of July. Let's see the number. If they've not changed, if they've not done the reconstruction before the number comes, let's wait for that. It will be that after the number before they can do the share reconstruction. But I believe that they have done it before now. Since they've not decided that that their mandate of reconstruction, let's just wait to see their second number and see half year numbers and know where they are going. That's the only thing that we should do. There's no need of running out of Mansard. Mansard remain a brand in the industry, and their numbers are not bad at all. Hello, sir. Are you there? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Okay, thank you.
Hello. Yeah. Let's start winding down for because time is fast spent, so that we'll wait for next week session.
Hello.
Yeah.
What about mutual benefit?
Mutual benefit. No, mutual benefit we have really created value for investors. It has oscillated, move up and down, and that is what a good stock should do. Mutual benefit, I don't have issue. It's a stock that is tradable, comes down to as low as 32, go back to 41, 48, you can trade that stock. Yeah, no problem. But don't forget that you might not see good dividend, good board. You can just trade them up and down. You know how to use your tech analysis. I have nothing against them. Their numbers are not quite too bad, and the price oscillates very well to trade in and out. It's a good one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is any news concerning Orlando?
No yet, but I know very soon we'll share good news for you, but for now, no.
How soon?
Very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Very soon. Okay.
Any stocks to go with?
Yeah. Before
Ambrose, please. I want to go all in on Dangote Sugar. What do you advise, please?
Dangote Sugar. Yeah. If you're a long-term investor, I will say go ahead. If you're a long-term investor, go ahead. No problem.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also, flower me. Like somebody said, the question, what is the stock for the day? I wanted to reply that. Thank God you also flower me. We are taking position last week. We want to see them play out. Why? I said when Access break out, 8 Naira 60 goes to position. We are still waiting. Then I said the same thing for Zenith Bank. But for Flower Me, I said you should be in Flower Me because we're expecting them to hold their ADM board meeting yesterday, which they have done. If you are in Flower Me, you don't need to panic. Let's see the result first. Because if the result is good, the price will go up. Just relax if you are there already. Flower Me. But if you want to enter, don't buy anything above 31 Naira. As I said earlier last week. If you want to buy, don't buy anything above 31 Naira now. Hello. On this note now, we'll be drawing the curtain for today. Then, like I just said, we are still holding a position. There's no stock to buy for this week. Let's watch because the month's running and end. We're expecting window dressing. That means the ones you have, watch them after the window dressing. Then next week, we'll start positioning for dividend, for the half-year dividend, and also for the results we're expecting for half-year results. For this week, we're holding our Flower May. Then, as I said, in Access, watch Access to watch the Fidelity too. These are the stock we should also watch carefully this week as we're entering. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Let somebody quickly pray for us. A Christian pray for us in the beginning. Let one of our Muslim brother in the house pray for us to round off the class session for today.
Let us pray. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you all.
Okay, enjoy your weekend. Thanks.
Looking forward to see you in the coming master class so that we can share the information for you to take advantage. Like I said.
Yeah, we booked. We are already there.
Thank you,
I know. No problem.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, thank
God
you.
bless.
Yeah, God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you. God bless.
God bless you, ma. Nice day.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose. Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, my network is when you are speaking the stock pick for the week.
No, we didn't pick up. We are holding our position last week. No new one.
Okay, we are holding our position last week.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Ambrose, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Vitaphone was very good.
Yeah, thank you. You get more like that again.
In fact, I got it at 14.25.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Wow.
14.25.
I got my when they marked that I got my at 9 naira, but I've sold at almost 11 naira.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Another stock, another Orijo is there for masterclass third quarter masterclass.
Mr. You should. We that were not in masterclass. You should give us more Orijo too now.
No, that's called masterclass.
All of us should go to masterclass. All of us should go to masterclass. That's the place
in fact,
to be.
That Vitaphone was a bomb.
Yes, sir.
Honestly.
It was. I made 6 naira on Vitaphone. I was very greedy.
Yes.
Wow.
It's good.
When they marked down, it was practically on beat. Honestly, it's just that day I had funds in my account. I just decided to mop almost like 500,000 units.
So, go and bring that badge quickly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
At the end of the year, we should do a retreat.
No problem.
Yes,
the retreat is happening in the master's class. We should meet in the master's class and do the retreat.
Exactly.
Yes, so please let's encourage Ambrose. So let's be in the master class. So
Papa, we should be kind to him now. We are making money. We are saying thank you. Thank you is not good enough.
Yeah, God bless you, madam.
Yes, so
master class, so join master class.
Yes, so please, so let's encourage him.
You are welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Ambrose, when are you sending us the Zoom details for the master class?
It will be on Friday evening. A day to the class. Yeah. By God grace.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Bye.